Monday. Just getting set up here. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. I'm getting hooked up here on TikTok for a second. I am live streaming from two places. My TikTok account and my YouTube channel. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. And I am on my YouTube channel and I am on my TikTok account, which TikTok at the moment is inviting people to come on to the live. So if you're just jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, Iana. Good morning, James. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I've been talking about some different topics. I'm on social media because I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been talking about some different things over the last few days. Email marketing. Somebody asked me to do a training on social media marketing, which I did. Today I thought I'd talk a little bit about being consistent, because so many people that come into the space, they're not consistent. And if you're not consistent, you're trying to use social media and you're trying to build an audience, if you're not, and I say every day, I mean 7 days a week, you'll never get anyone to follow you. And I know just about everybody I talk to, they struggle with being consistent. And I'm going to go a little further into that. Why some people, and it's not some, it's a lot. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Rightivity. What do people call you? Good morning, Malia. If I'm not pronouncing that correctly, I apologize. Let me know what people call you. Drop me a comment. Let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Alexander. Good morning, user 4794. I'm not going to go through all those numbers. What do people call you? Good morning, Piper. Good morning, Mummy, Joe. What do people call you? I know people use different things. Good morning, Robin, for their names on social media. Curious if that's what people call you. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Angie. Good morning, Wally. Good morning, Kelly. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I'm doing some different topics. Like I did email marketing the other day. Somebody asked me to do a social media marketing training, which I did. So if you have a training or something you're trying to learn, good morning, Diane. Good morning, Hannah. Good morning, Sarah. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. And today I thought I'd talk about being consistent. Because that's a piece of it. Good morning, Brilliance Club. What do people call you? Good morning, Michael. Good morning, A Young Legacy. What do people call you? And I thought I'd talk about, because so many people, good morning, Terry, so many people that I talk to, they struggle with being consistent. And if you're trying to use social media and you're trying to build an audience, whether you're doing this because you're trying to build a business or you have a cause or a company that you're supporting, if you're trying to get people to follow you on social media and you're not consistent, you'll never get anyone to follow you. And when I say every day, I mean 7 days a week. And a lot of people, they may be posting content, like for a couple of days and then they stop. And they go and they do something else. And basically, you're having to start over again. And I see a lot of people struggling with being consistent. Actually, for me, it's never been a problem. I committed I'm doing these live streams every day. And I'm here. I was here yesterday and Saturday, every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. And if you don't show up and you're trying to build an audience, what will happen is the same thing if you had an offline business, if you had a physical store and you put in your window, your store, that your hours were, say, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and somebody comes to your store, say it's a Wednesday in the afternoon, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and they come because they're interested in something you have, or they want to buy it, they want to get more information, and they come and your store is closed, they're going to go to somebody else. They're going to go to somebody that does show up, and it's the same thing online. And I just see so many people struggling with that, and I'll get into a little bit more about why I think that isn't what people can do. Good morning, Lola. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Watergate 19650. What do people call you? Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Cowboy. What do people call you? If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I'd really appreciate it if you could like this live and share it out. That would really help me out, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube. I'm live streaming in two places. So I'm kind of going back and forth. I got TikTok on my phone, and I got YouTube on I have a MacBook Pro. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, Janie. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Valerie. Let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I'm on social media. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And I've been talking about some different topics. I did email marketing, social media marketing. Today I was going to talk a little bit about being consistent. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Starfair. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And today I was going to talk about being consistent. And most of the people I talk to that come into the space, they're not consistent. I was going to give some ideas of why I think that is. And if you're struggling, if you're trying to do this and you're struggling to be consistent, what you can or you should try to do to be consistent, because being consistent is really important if you're trying to build an audience on social media and you're not consistent. And when I say every day, I mean 7 days a week. You'll never get anyone to follow you. It's the same thing if you had a physical store and you put a sign up that said your hours were Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6, and somebody came to your store, say it was a Wednesday, it was 2 o'clock, and you just didn't feel like opening the store. The person comes, they see you're closed. They'll go to somebody else. They'll go to somebody that is there and does show up. And unless if you had a really like an emergency or something, I would put that. If I had a physical store, I put a sign up saying, family emergency or something like that, or whatever it was. But if you just don't show up and you put out there on the store, that you're there like 10 to 6 or your hours, Monday through Saturday. It's the same thing with being online. I committed to doing these lives every day. And I was here yesterday, I was here Saturday, even on the weekend, doing these lives at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And I've been putting that out there. It's on my bio. If you don't show up, people are going to come and say, well, I said I was going to be live, from like at 10 a.m. And sometimes I do come on here early, or I may come on a little late, but I'm usually here. It's that window. I'd say 9:45 to like 11:15. I'm here every single day, live streaming. And if you're trying to build an audience on social media and you don't show up every single day, and I mean 7 days a week, you'll never get anyone to follow you. And there's a lot of people, in fact, just about everybody I talk to, I've been doing this for a long time. It'll be 14 years in September. Most people aren't consistent, and you're never going to get the kind of traction you need. And if you're here, most people are online or looking on social media for different ways to make money. You might be looking to make extra money, or maybe you're like me, I lost my job and I couldn't find another one, for something to actually replace your full-time income. Or I don't know, maybe you hate your job. Actually, I didn't hate my job, but I didn't like it either. I had a 2 to 3 hour commute, which I don't miss that, spending that amount of time in a car commuting, and it was all highway driving, depending on where you live, on Interstate 95, which goes up and down the Northeast. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Lotus. Good morning. Actually, I can't see that. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. So let me know why you're on social media. If you have a question or there's something I could help you with, or if there's a training you're trying to figure out if I've done it, because I don't think you can ethically train or teach on something you haven't done. I could do one of these, or if I something I don't know, I could probably give you a resource. I had somebody ask me the other day. We did a social media marketing training. I did one on email marketing, and today I was going to talk about being consistent. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I'm live streaming on my desktop, not my desktop, my MacBook Pro on YouTube, and I'm live streaming on TikTok from my phone. So I'm kind of in two places. I'm going back looking at if anybody's commenting, and on YouTube, on TikTok, I can see who's jumping on. YouTube doesn't show you that. I only know I can see how many people are online, but unless somebody comments and says something, I can't see you. And TikTok gives you that. Good morning, Burger. Good morning, Valerie. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. That is one nice feature on TikTok, that it lets you see who's coming on. And YouTube only gives me a count of how many people are on. So if you're watching me on YouTube and you don't comment, I can't say good morning or anything because I can't see who's on here. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Today, I was going to talk a little bit about being consistent, because truthfully, most people I talk to, they're not consistent. And when I say every day, I mean 7 days a week. A lot of people think they can do this Monday through Friday and then not show up on the weekends or holidays or at nights. I mean, that's a job, a 9 to 5 job. You don't work nights, you get weekends and holidays off. If you work just Monday through Friday, if you're trying to build a business, you're trying to build an audience, or you got a cause that you feel that you're supporting, and you want to get the word out about it, and you're using social media. If you don't show up every day, you're going to have a really hard time getting anybody. You're probably not going to be able to get anybody following you because they're expecting you to be here, and then you don't show up, and they'll just go and find somebody who does show up. And I was giving an example of a physical store. If you have a physical store and you put your hours, like in your door, your window, and you said your hours are Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and you had somebody that came at like 2 o'clock on a Wednesday and you weren't there because you just decided you didn't want to go open your store, they'll go find somebody else. Because it's not like what I do, or if you have a camera shop, there's plenty of places where you can go buy a camera. So it's not like there's only one place you can do that. People will leave and they go someplace else. So I was going to talk about that because so many people I talk to are not consistent, and why people aren't consistent, because I think I've got a couple ideas on that. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this for 14 years. After I lost my job, I couldn't find another one. I was broke, unemployed, in foreclosure, and I found myself drowning in $250,000 of debt, and I had no idea how I was going to get myself out of this mess. And this industry was what the answer was. And and I have things now that I didn't have when I first started. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a proven system. And those are two things that you really need if you want to be successful here. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, Valerie. Good morning, Ancia. If I'm not pronouncing that correctly, I apologize. Good morning, Sandy. Looks like some people spam some comments over here on TikTok. TikTok is letting me know that they filtered those, and then I can approve them, and I'll do that later. Good morning. Happy Monday. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. If you have any questions about anything or you need help with something, drop me a comment. I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. I did a couple over the past week or so. I did one on email marketing and social media marketing. Today, I was just going to talk about being consistent. Good morning, Laura. Good morning, user 4568. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home. and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And I was talking about being consistent, because most people that I meet, and I've been doing this for a long time, they're not consistent. And when I say every day, I mean 7 days a week. If you start up and say you do this for a couple weeks and then you stop, you're basically starting over again. It's not a 9 to 5 job. This is, when I say every day, I mean 7 days a week. You have to commit to that. You'll never get anyone to follow you if you don't show up consistently. And most people struggle with that. And I think there's a couple reasons, and it really bears down. Well, I think the main one is why are you doing this? Because if the reason you're doing this isn't so painful to you that it's going to push you to work when you don't feel like it, if you take this seriously and you're showing up every day, you're going to have I can guarantee you're going to have days you don't feel like working. And if the reason you're doing this isn't so painful to you that you don't show up, and Dr. Michael Beckwith said, pain will push you until your vision pulls you. And that's been 100% true for me. When I started, I was in a situation where I was so broke, I was cutting mold out of food, hoping I wouldn't get sick. My pain has changed over time. Now I'm dealing with 2 cancer diagnoses, and I'm fine right now, but nobody can, medicine's not an exact science. I don't want to burden anyone. I want to stay in my house. So that pushes me, because if I need something that costs money, and if you can remove, and a lot of people are doing this because they're broke, and being broke, really, frankly, it sucks. I've been broke. I know what that's like. Knowing how you're going to cover bills, or you have an emergency that you don't have the money to cover it. It's stressful. And other people can feel that from you. And that's one of the things, because if you take this industry can change your life if you take it seriously. It's changed mine and so many other people. And I went from being broke, unemployed, and in foreclosure. I still have my house, which I feel like that's a miracle, because I lost just about everything else that I had in this industry. If I didn't find it, I couldn't find a job. I needed to figure out a way to replace the money from my job. And when I lost my job, people were getting 1,500 applications. And if your application or your resume even made it out of the stack, because they had so many people, and they could take a job that they were paying somebody $80,000 or $90,000 and pay them $30,000 because they knew they would get people to take it. It's not like the job market now. And stuff like, when I started this, stuff like Uber and DoorDash wasn't around. I do have people messaging me like on a Monday and saying, I'm getting evicted tomorrow. What would you suggest? Well, what I'm doing, this isn't a quick fix. You have to put time and effort on it. If you're new, you need to master marketing, and get the right training and work at it. It's like anything else. And if you need money immediately, Uber operates in 70 countries. If you don't have a car, they have a program that they will help you get one. You drive Uber today, you get paid today, because if there's something you want to do online, it does cost money. If you want to learn this, you've got to commit to invest time and money to learn a high income skill. This is a high income skill. You can learn it in a couple of weeks, but working on mastering something, it's in like professional athletes, they play every day, even in the off season. If you want to get really good at something, you have to do it every single day, and most people can't commit to that. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, David. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd appreciate, thanks, David, for liking this live, sharing it out. I'd really appreciate that, whether you're on my TikTok account or you're on my YouTube channel here. If anybody has any questions, drop in the comment. If there's something I can help you with, I'd be glad to do a training. I've done a couple on specific topics. If there's something you're trying to figure out, if I don't know it, I don't think it's ethical to train or teach on something you haven't done. I can probably give you a resource. You're from Phoenix, Arizona. And what's the temperature today, David, in Phoenix? I live outside the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and we've had days actually even hitting as high as 105. I think today it might be a little better. And then by the end of the week, it's supposed to be cooler in the 80s. But 105, I mean, you go outside, you can really feel it. It's like the heat. And I've been in Phoenix. Actually, I went to Sedona. It was vacation in August. And I can remember when we got off the plane and we were in the airport, we went to get a rental car. The heat, like it It kind of, and the heat's different in Phoenix than it is here. We have humidity. I think the heat out there, it's dry heat, but you could feel it. And that was August. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Patty. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing. I'm making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And I've been talking a little bit about being consistent, because most of the people I talk to, since I've been doing this, and I've been doing this for a long time, aren't consistent. And if you're not consistent, you really have a hard time making money with this, because people want to know that you're going to show up every single day. I mean, I committed to doing these lives every day. I'm here from about somewhere usually between 9:45 and 10 to 11 or a little. Yesterday I went a little longer. If somebody's got a question, I can help you with something. And a lot of people, depending on, you may have a business, you're using social media, you may have a cause that you support, that you're trying to get the message out. Or I know there's people with different reasons that they're on, especially like TikTok. I see some of the videos coming through my news feed, and people sharing their story. So David's asking, so I know people on YouTube, you can't see this, he's on TikTok. Do you market products and services for items for your own business or other companies? Well, David, what I do is I'm doing digital marketing, which I get master resale rights. I have 100% resale rights to sell, and they're all digital, someone else's products that I paid to promote them, and then I make 100%. And there's, with what I'm doing, there's not really a company behind it. I mean, there is, but the money the money doesn't go to the company. It comes directly to me. And I've done affiliate marketing and network marketing, where you're sharing the profits with a company. The company's behind it. When somebody buys something, whatever the price, it goes to the company, and then depending on their affiliate program, they might pay you 30-40%. I mean, there's a few out there that do 50%. I did high ticket affiliate marketing for a while, and what I started realizing is, I'll give you an example. Somebody bought something from me that was $25,000, and I made 27% of that. So that's 6,200. I woke up to that. I made that in a day. That's more money than I made in a whole month when I still work in a job. But the company made over $18,000 on that sale. I mean, that went to them. It was all my effort. It was no effort. It was the same amount of effort, and I only got 27%. So when I started looking at this digital marketing and making 100%, and the money comes to me, because a lot of times with affiliate programs, they hold the money. So they'll give you they'll have a pay schedule that it goes out, and then you just make a percentage of it. And I just started thinking about that, and the company went back and got over $18,000 on that particular sale. And why make me making $6,200, and I did that in a day? It's great. It's awesome. Started looking at that, like, I'm putting out the same amount of effort where I can make a higher percentage. And I know for me, just switching to that, and I've been doing the digital marketing for a little over a year now, that just immediately put more money in my pocket. If that makes sense, the money goes to, you pick a merchant account. I use Stripe. Most people in our group, most people use Stripe, PayPal, or Square. There's a bunch of them you pick, but the money goes directly to that. And then my bank account's attached to it. Now, they always, no matter what merchant account, they're always going to take a percentage for a fee for handling the transaction. You can't get around that, but the fee is kind of small compared to me giving, like 18% back to an affiliate program, and then they hold it. So, and there's people on here. I have some of my own products too, and there's people that have their own products or services. People that do private coaching. That it's just, it's them. They may hire staff, because they may have too many people asking for services, and they need to assign somebody to them. So they may have started out on their own, but they may end up having to hire some people to deal with the volume. But I'm doing digital marketing. It's called master resale rights, where you get 100% resale rights to sell the products. And I have 4 digital products. They're not mine. They're my mentors, she put the whole thing together. And the only thing the company makes now, when people sign up, you need a website, and they will build a website for you for a one-time $39. that $39 goes to the company, because she has people working for her that do that. There's a form you'll need to fill out, but it's a one-time $39, and the company goes to that. And we have now over 50,000 people. It's getting close to 55,000 people in our community, and that's what goes to the company. That's how the company makes money. So let me know if I answered your question or if that's leaving you with another one. But that's basically what I do. I do have some of my own products, which for a couple of different reasons. I was hosting it because you need some place to host it where people can access it. The company that was hosting it, and I paid for that, they terminated everybody. That was like last October 2023. My products are about TikTok. I'm showing how I got over 250,000 followers on TikTok. I've had 10 accounts on TikTok. One I had over 200,000. I've lost those. This is a new account that I'm on. I've been posting on this for a little over a year. I decided, because now I live in the United States, this whole thing with TikTok getting banned in the US, I didn't do anything with my courses when that company shut down, because I would need to find another place to host it. And with all this uncertainty that TikTok's even going to be around, there hasn't been somebody, a serious buyer that's kind of presented themselves saying they want to buy TikTok. And President Trump's been doing these 90-day things, which I don't know how long he can keep doing it. So TikTok may not even be around anymore. So I didn't really do anything. I still have the content. I've got it on my hard drive. I can put them someplace else and do it. But between those two things, but you can, create a product or service of your own and do that. And if you're doing that, you're going to need, if you're not getting in front of people, you'll never make any money in social media. And it is, I've taken courses and training in the program I'm in. They teach you the right way to use social media, because there's a lot of people on social media doing things that aren't ethical. And if you do in any of the platforms, you don't own your account. We teach you how to build your email list. Thank you, David, for liking the video. I really appreciate that. If you post something they don't like, I had 10 TikTok accounts. I had 3 Instagram accounts. Somebody hacked it. They went shopping. They ran ads on my account, and then they went and deleted my account. I had 2 other accounts that Instagram suspended them, and then after they reviewed them, they did not rule in my favor, so I started over again. You do not own your social media accounts. You can lose them at any time. I had a Facebook group. I had over 60,000 people. Facebook deleted it, so you can lose them at any time. That's why you want to build an email list. And I was talking about that when I did the training about email marketing. You want to send people to something where you can capture their email, like a capture page, a website, because you could have how many times I've had this happen? You could have your social media account one day, and then it could be gone the next. And I've generated tens of thousands of leads. Good morning, Luther. If you're jumping on, good morning, Rosia. Let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. That's why you want to be building your email list. It's an asset. You own it. You control it. Nobody can ever take it away from you. But your social media accounts, and that's anybody using social media. And if you just do something they don't like, usually they issue a community guidelines warning. But I know YouTube's going through some stuff right now. I've been on YouTube since 2013. YouTube, I got about 20 emails over the last few months. They've been issuing strikes and warnings. I know somebody that lost their account, and then somebody else who I've known him for a really long time. He went through, he had at least 1,000 videos. I don't think he deleted them, but he unlisted them. He's only got about 16. He's been putting up some new videos because they have software that automatically, they're going all over you. I don't know how it's done, but if they find the video that you don't like, and I was spending over the last I spent quite a bit of time going through my account, unlisting a bunch of videos. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. Well, so I'm not even going to try that. I apologize, because I'm sure I didn't pronounce that correctly. And unlisting them because I don't want them dinging me. And I have uploaded over 3,000 videos on YouTube. I'm down below that now because I unlisted a bunch. I went through any ones that were like the ones that they were issuing these strikes on. They did issue me a warning. A warning's worse, because if you get 3 warnings on YouTube, then you lose your account. and you won't be able to get it back. I don't think anybody that's lost their account's gotten it back, and if they did, it was probably a ton of them going back and forth with YouTube saying, "Hey, give me my channel back." So yeah, you want to use social media, and I've generated tens of thousands of leads for free. You can do paid advertising. Good morning, Grace. Good morning, Roy. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. So if you are using social media for whatever reason, you want to keep that in mind. And that's why I mean, I've learned the right way to use social media. I've mastered some skills. Um, if I lost any of my accounts now, and the TikTok account I have now is no one says my Instagram account. I've been posting on those for a year, a little over a year. I'm almost at 100,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm at about 75,000 on TikTok. I know what to do. I mean, I don't want to go through that again, but good morning, Joyce. I know what to do now, and I can go and build another account. And it's really two things that make you successful if you're in this industry is mindset and skill set. Maybe I'll do another mindset thing another day, but this business really is 95% mindset. And if you don't work on your head, I say master your mind or I'll master you. Good morning, Lovejoy77. What do people call you? Good morning, Digital Diva. What do people call you? So people have some pretty cool handles and names that they put on their account, but that I don't. Some of them that can't be what they call people call them. Thank you, Lovejoy77. I appreciate that for liking the video. If you like or share the video out at, either on TikTok or YouTube, wherever you're watching me from, I really appreciate that. Your name is Lovejoy. Okay, good morning. That's unusual. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. So I mean, if you are using social media, you can post something and think, you could post something, you post the same thing multiple times, and one time it could be okay with them and another not. I mean, TikTok, I think I have a love-hate relationship. Although this account that I have now, I've only gotten, and I've posted how many videos, maybe a couple community guidelines violations, and now some of them, they don't even let you appeal it. In the past, they let you appeal it, and I'd say about half of the time you could get them to remove that. I have one on Instagram that I appealed and they didn't reverse it. Otherwise, and because of that, I can't live stream on Instagram. I live stream in 3 places. Actually, I need another device, but you don't own it, you don't control it. And sometimes they're just so, especially TikTok can be so all over the place with what you can do and what you can't do. And for me personally, I do think I have a love-hate relationship. I've had days on TikTok where I've generated over 400 leads. You get a video that starts going viral and getting a lot of views. And I do think it's the easiest platform. I've seen people in this industry that have never gotten any results get on TikTok and get leads and sales. I can't compare it to YouTube because YouTube is a search engine. And although they got into short video because, everybody else has, they almost had to, it's really a long video platform. If you think about it, I know how many times, good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, MyFly321. YouTube, how many times I've gone, and I've done this, gone to YouTube and searched how to. If you're trying to figure out how to do something, you could go to YouTube and search it. In reality is you will find somebody that's done a video to show you how to do that, because you can do screen sharing. And TikTok, the videos, the longest they can be is 10 minutes. Instagram, the 3 minutes, they cut you off. Because I've taken a TikTok video, I post 3 videos in TikTok a day. I take those same 3 videos and I post them on Instagram. I try to keep them within 3 minutes because I know when I put them on Instagram, they're going to cut them off at the 3-minute mark. So it's going to, whatever I was talking about, it gets cut off. But they all have their own things. The thing that Instagram has that I really love, I think it's probably my favorite thing, is your stories. You can put them in highlights and they stay up there. where every other platform where you post stories, they're gone in 24 hours. And Instagram gives you the ability to put it in the highlight, and that story will stay up there. And because you never know, somebody can come, you could post something, and a month later, somebody could come be looking at your account and they see a story you did, like over a month ago, and it's still there. And you can't do that on any other platform. You can post stories on TikTok, Facebook, but they're gone in 24 hours. And that's like my favorite thing. I spent a year in a coaching program learning Instagram from a guy who does 10 million a year using Instagram. So he knows what he's talking about. And I can take some of the things, at least with the video, and apply them to other platforms. But there are some things that are specific to Instagram. Good morning, Israel. Good morning, Lucy. Good morning, that gorilla. What do people call you? That's probably your account name, but I'm curious what people will call you. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I show other people how to do the same thing. Anybody on TikTok, do you know what an ad live goal is? I keep seeing that, and I'm not sure what that is. And then sometimes TikTok puts something up, says add a live goal. I'll probably have to check that out at some point. So good morning, happy Monday. Anybody do anything exciting this weekend? I'd love to know if you're jumping on, where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Joanne. Good morning, Samuel. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I appreciate somebody. I see the hearts coming up who's like, I can't. David did it again. David, I think you're doing it repeatedly. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Good morning, Brian. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And I've been in this industry. It'll be 14 years in September. I can change your life. Anybody takes this seriously, and the people you see making money, it's because they're coachable, they're consistent, and they put in the work. Because there's not anybody here that I've seen that you'll see that's making money that hasn't done those things. And this business really is simple. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning, April. Good morning, TikTok. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Anybody that shows up and you're coachable, you're consistent, and you put in the work. And this is work. You can get this down. And I was talking about that yesterday, a 2-hour workday. You can get this down to a few hours of work a day. In the beginning, especially if you're new, you're not used to creating content, because that's a piece of the 2-hour workday. I do 3 videos a day. I post those videos on TikTok and my Instagram account. I have tested it. 3 is really the sweet spot. I've done 1, I've done 2, I've done 5, I've done 10. 3 is really the sweet spot. And my mentor said the same thing. And that for me, it gets me, and I'm trying to get consistent traffic, which, of course, if you have a video that's going viral, good morning, Tracy Lou, good morning, Shelly, that's going viral and getting a lot of videos, then I'll get a lot more leads. But those videos, they're great, but they always slow down. David, you can go to payudaily.com, or on my TikTok account, you can go to the link there. It'll take you to a landing page. You put your email address in. I have a free PDF. You'll get an email from me with the link to the PDF. You can download it, save it to your computer. It's yours to keep. You can watch the video of my mentor, read the page, and get more information. If you do have questions, then the email I send, just respond back and I'll answer you. I check those emails every day. Good morning, love. 222-0001. Good morning, Brian. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. And this is a proven system. And when I started, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a proven system. I bought a website. I didn't know anybody. And I don't know how I knew. I just knew people were making money online. I literally went to Google. I searched make money online. I bought a website. All the training I had was a 3-page PDF, no mentor. was showing that setting up pay-per-click ads, which I did that. I spent $3,000 on pay-per-click ads. I didn't make any money. I was sending traffic to a website, a replicated website, which you never want to do. And you don't know what you don't know. And that was the first year I got into this industry. I knew I needed to get around somebody who had done what I wanted to do. And I ended up on Facebook one night, and there was an ad there that said, earn 100% commissions. I joined that company. That was the first company I ever joined. And that company's not around anymore. In fact, I've been with like 16 companies that aren't around anymore. Good morning, Andrew. Good morning. Looks like bootleg 9587. What do people call you? And that is, I mean, those are two things. If you don't have a mentor and a proven system, and you can get this down to a couple of hours a day. In the beginning, if you're new, and I just started, I got an AI course that I got at the beginning of June. And AI is not going away. I've been using now for a little over a month AI to make all my content, and I've had to go going through the course, and there's a bunch of different softwares I'm using, learning those. I mean, I'm getting faster, but it does. I can do a video in probably 10 minutes or one video in 10 minutes or less, which it's saving me time. And the better I get with the software and what I'm doing and all that, to create content, because anybody doesn't want to show their face on camera, and there's a lot of people I talk to that don't want to get on camera. You can do faceless marketing, but I think AI is better. The course I got, you create an AI twin, and if you're on my TikTok account, you can see that all the videos I'm doing. That's my AI twin, and with an AI twin, it looks like me, but I mean, it's not me. It's not perfect. AI is not perfect, but AI is not going away. I just decided to jump in and embrace it. And I think some people, I mean, I do think some people are afraid of it, but it's not going away. And actually, if you go to Google and you search something now, that first, if you look at it, that's AI. I mean, you'll get the other search results below that, whatever you're looking for. But it is, I don't think it's going away. I think it's going to change things drastically. And I don't think AI will replace you. I think it's the person that learns AI that will replace you. Good morning, Lorraine. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. So I just decided to embrace it and learn it. And if you look around, there's so many things. It's AI. And I don't think it can replace everything, because there's some things, there's a human factor, but I think it's going to change a lot of things. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning, Shelly, if you're jumping on. Let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. I know I was just talking about AI. I do online marketing, making money from home, and teaching other people how to do the same thing. I've started to totally jump in. I know somebody I follow. Well, I follow her on TikTok and I follow her on Instagram. I mean, she's just totally, and she's still putting some videos up, but she's trying actually a couple different things with AI. The course I got, it does show you how to make two different kinds of videos. Good morning. If you're jumping on, happy Monday. Let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I think AI is going to change things as much as the smartphone. I mean, because the smartphone has completely changed the way we communicate. And Steve Jobs, when he started Apple, he started it with $1,500 in his garage. And I think everybody thought he was crazy. And if you think about all the things now that you can do with your smartphone and how we communicate, it's completely changed everything. And I think AI is going to do the same thing. It'll be different, though. It's not going away. Good morning, pre-market maker. What do people call you? If you're jumping on, love to know why, where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. But I do think AI is going to change a lot of things, and you can ignore it or you can embrace it. And I do think a lot of people are afraid of it. And I'd say, don't be afraid of it. It's like learning something. It's learning something new, mastering it. And the more you use it, the more comfortable you'll get with it. You'll get faster. And I'm using, there are like 6 different softwares in the course I took. I'm using 4. One of them is ChatGPT, which I've been using. But some of the stuff I'm learning now, I'm using it for a lot more. I had a free account for a long time, but for as much as I'm using it, I did 2 videos this morning, that you can only do so many things with a free account in a day. And then when I get off this live, I'm going to make some more videos. So the free account doesn't do it, but I was using Chat GPT, was something I was familiar with because I've been using it for titles and writing some emails, and I've been using it to write the descriptions in my YouTube videos. But you can do a lot more with it, and for what I'm doing at a free account, it's not going to cut it. So I've been using 4 softwares. Maybe at some other point, there's other 2 softwares. I will learn those too, but I wanted to really get really good at making videos with the ones that I've gone through. But I don't think AI is going away. Is anybody else using AI for anything? I'm curious. It's really changing a lot of things. Good morning, Randy. Good morning, Maritza. Good morning, Susie Q Pie. There was a song, Susie Q, that was out a long time. Oh, Susie Q, and I can't think of who sang it, but there is a song. Well, actually, David, if you have a side hustle, I mean, and you're using social, and you want to use social media, you need to learn how to use it. We do teach you how to use social media correctly, and then if you want to promote the products, you can too. We have some people. Some people that have offline businesses that want to learn how to use social media. And if you have an offline business, you're missing out, because there's over how many billion people on social media every single day, that if you're not using it, but you can take a look at it and then decide what you want to do. It's the training's good, and it'll teach you how to use social media correctly, build an email list, which you definitely want to build an email list. Good morning, Joshua. Good morning, Create Your Legacy with Lisa. Good morning, Binsky77. Good morning, Lingus Spin. What do people call you? Good morning, Bree. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd really appreciate it if you'd like this video and share it out. That would really help me out a lot. So if you're jumping on, if you have a question, put it in the comments. Thank you, Bree. I appreciate that. If you have a question, drop in the comments. I've done some trainings. If there's something you're trying to figure out and I know it, because I don't think you can train and teach on something you haven't done. I can do a training, or if I don't know it, I could probably give you a resource. I had somebody the other day that came on YouTube and wanted me to wants to learn CPA marketing. I know what that is. I've never done it. I've never made any money with it. So I don't really feel like I can train on it. I did give him some resources, because if there's something you want to learn, and I'm always amazed that there's so many people that come in this space that they don't realize that if you want to learn something new, whether it's AI or online marketing or building an email list, whatever it is, that you have to invest time and money into it. I've personally spent over $100,000 since I started this, getting around different people and learning from them. And it's the skills you master. And there's 2 different people. One of them, I did hire him. I watched him make $100,000 in a day. And the other person, I watched him make over $100,000 in a day. And I know that sounds crazy, but both of them are highly skilled. It's being successful with this. It's 2 things. It's mindset and skill set, and you have to master both. And this is 95% mindset. I see people with their mindset, they immediately, because of their mindset, knock them out, like from the beginning, just because of their mindset. So it's definitely mindset and skill set. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let them know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Actually, it'll be 14 years I've been doing this in September. So I know a lot of things. I don't know everything. Good morning, JoJo. Good morning, Beyond Limits. Good morning. I'm not something you, bro. I'm not even going to try that. But what do people call you? Good morning, Jetty. I'm not going to, if I'm going to try something, I don't really want to butcher somebody's names. And there's all kinds of, people have all kinds of handles or names that they're using. I branded myself because that's what my mentor told me. And I've done that on all my social media accounts. If you're jumping on, love to know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. If you have a question, if there's anything I can help you with, drop it in the comments. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And does anybody on TikTok know what a live goal is? Or YouTube, if you know it, drop it in the comments. That's something that's relatively new. Good morning. Happy Monday. Anybody do anything exciting this weekend? Good morning, Liz. Good morning. Oh, I'm not even going to try that. Nigzo. And I'm not pronouncing that right, I'm sure. Good morning, Love 93. If you're jumping on, I'd love to know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. If you have a question, and even whether you have a cause that you're promoting, that you're supporting, or you have a business and you're using social media, you want to learn the correct way to use it. Good morning, Diana. Good morning, Liz. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. You want to learn to use it the correct way. In social media, you don't own your account, so you could do something that they don't like, and they could give you a community guidelines violation, ban your account, whatever it was that you posted. They don't show it to anybody. Good morning, Roy. And they can do that at any time. That's why I tell people, you want to use social media, but you don't own your accounts. You don't control them. You can lose them at any time. I've lost 10 TikTok accounts. I lost 3 Instagram accounts. You want to build an email list and get people on your email list so you can continue to keep communicating with them. You own it. You control it. That is yours. Your social media account, you don't. I mean, I even had a Facebook group. I had over 60,000 people, and Facebook deleted it. And they've got their community guidelines, and they'll just tell you, well, that goes against our community guidelines, but not really tell you what it was. And sometimes and TikTok can get really crazy. I have a love-hate relationship with it. And after I lost my 10th account, I stayed off of TikTok for a year because I was so disgusted. Good morning, Roy. Good morning, Star. Good morning, Jetty 505. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I'm on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And although Meta has told me all the fake accounts, and I've got a ton of fake accounts on TikTok, I got a ton on Instagram, that's not against their community guidelines. And all those people that are creating fake accounts, they take your images, they've downloaded my videos, and they create other accounts. If you look at the handle, there's something slightly different. They try to make it look like mine, but there's a number, a letter, a symbol in there that's not. And on Instagram, I'm verified. I'm not really sure how you get verified on TikTok, and I pay for that. Because I don't do crypto, I don't do forex, and I don't message people. And there's plenty of people with these fake accounts. They're messaging people, trying to get you to give them money, and it's a huge problem. And I have people messaging me saying, "I got this. This is you," and it's not me. It's a fake account. So Instagram, I'm verified. If it's not verified, it's not me. And people are doing it like crazy. And Meta has told me that that's not against their community guidelines. And I find that, I don't know, it's kind of screwy because I don't think people should be stealing your stuff, and they are, because they download my videos too. And I got somebody on TikTok that I did talk to her. She named the account Linda is the best with my picture. So then it's another one out there. It's not really me, but there's some videos on there. She took some of my videos, and people do that all the time on social media. And if you build any kind of following on social media, you'll start getting people doing fake accounts of you. But the one way you can tell, go look at the person's handle, and then the fake accounts. There's something in the handle and it could be really slight, a letter, a number, a sign that's not, that they put in it to make it look like yours, but it's not. And then because they take your picture, they take your videos, and it looks like you. Some of them, they get quite a few people following. I'm not sure how they do that. And you can buy followers, but I wouldn't suggest that you do. Good morning. Happy Monday. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, Foggy Creations. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, my Lissa 206. What do people call you? Good morning, you, Bro, and I'm not probably not saying that correctly. What do people call you? Good morning, Mel. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I was talking a little bit earlier about being consistent, because if you are doing this and you're using social media, you want to be consistent. If you're not, you'll have a really hard time getting anybody to follow you. It's like somebody has a physical store and they put in their store their hours are like say 10 to 6 every Monday through Saturday, and somebody goes to the store on a Wednesday and you just didn't feel like opening the store and it's closed, they'll go someplace else. It's the same thing online. People want to know you're going to show up, and most people I talk to, and that's mindset training. Maybe I'll do a training, go a little bit deeper, why people aren't being consistent. For me, it's never been an issue, being consistent. And I just committed. I've been posting 3 videos now, or at least 1 video a day for years. So if you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Family of Knowledge. Good morning. Good morning, Christopher. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I'd love to know why you're on social media. I'm on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. If you have a question, drop it in the comments, or there's something you're trying to figure out, I can do a training. I just did one on email marketing, and I did another one on social media marketing that somebody that was on my live asked me to do. And I can, if I know it, I can do it. I don't think it's ethical to train or teach on something that you haven't done yourself. I don't think that's ethical. And I can, if I don't know it, I could probably give you a resource. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. So if anybody, if you've got a comment, because I'm coming up on the hour here, and you'd like me to maybe answer that now, put it in the comments. Otherwise, I am here every day. I'm doing these lives, 10 a.m. every day. That's at 7 days a week. I'd be happy to do it if you're trying to figure out something and you don't know how to do it. And I've done it, and I can teach and train on it. I'd be happy to do a training on it. If you drop in the comments, or if you want, send me an email to lindabomba@payudaily.com, and put the topic, and I'll see if it's something I've done, I can do it. If not, I probably can offer you some resources, because there's plenty of stuff out there. There's plenty of trainings and stuff. And if there's something you want to learn, like I had a guy wanting to learn CPA marketing. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Tolkien. Good morning, K Money Making Mama. What do people call you? Good morning, Biz Bess. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. If you've got a question, drop it in the comments. I'd be glad to try to answer it for you if you're trying to figure something out. I can do a training if it's something I know about. I'm online. I do online marketing and making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Whether you have a cause that you're supporting, because there's a lot of people, they're sharing their stories, people dealing with some really difficult stuff. One of them is domestic violence. The woman, her video popped up in my feed on TikTok, and her husband had poured chemicals in her eyes, and it took her, she's had 5 surgeries. She said, by the grace of God, she can see out of one of her eyes. But she said it took her 2 years to get on a platform like TikTok and share her story, saying that if there's one woman that finds her video and that she thinks she can't leave, she said, I'm telling you, you can leave, because I worked with somebody that was a victim of domestic violence, and they feel like they can't leave. And this woman, as she was telling her story, it was the same thing. And she said she could have, they were in separate cars. She could have gone off at the exit, and he was ahead of her. And she said, I don't know why I did, because it was right after that. He held her down and he poured chemicals in her eyes, which had to be absolutely awful. The woman I worked with when I was still working a job, she would come in every day, black and blue. And she would say that she fell, but you don't get those kind of bruises from falling. And if you're falling like that, you probably have a medical problem that you probably need to see a physician. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Claudia. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. If you have a question, if I can help you something, I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I've been doing this actually, it'll be 14 years in September. I know a lot of things. If I can't answer your question or I can't help, I can probably give you a resource. So I'm going to end this now because TikTok is giving me a warning that's going to give me 5 minutes to get off. So I will be here every day. I'll be here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for jumping on, and I'll see you tomorrow.